Hello and welcome to this I Am Making Magic interview series. My name is Beth Martens. I'll be your host for these interviews, where we are highlighting the stories of the Am.Festival presenters coming up August 10 to 12 in Manitoba. When I'm not playing interview host for this special festival in Manitoba, I am a business coach with a special love for those entrepreneurs who are out there doing their unique thing as a business. So I'm super excited to be part of bringing you the stories of these amazing presenters. The purpose of sharing them is so you can see through their eyes, those people who have fearlessly got out there to bring their gifts to the world. We'll see how they are a catalyst for others and how their gifts were born of their own personal stories of transformation. So you will, of course, want to get your tickets really soon for the Am.Festival. There is a special on right now. You can go to the URL imfestival.net/tickets. Personally, I fell in love with this festival because people actually are themselves. I don't know why that's such a rare thing anymore, but I'm here with somebody who has always made me feel like that. I would love to introduce Keith Macpherson. He is going to be presenting at the festival. I'll take just a minute to introduce Keith so you know who we're talking to, and then I'll invite him to chime in with me. So Keith is a mindfulness trainer, a life coach, and an author of a new book, Making Sense of Mindfulness. Huge congratulations for that. Through this work in the field of mindfulness, Keith has created 5 principal frameworks to assist the masses in comprehending that buzzword mindfulness and to integrate this practice into their daily lives. Aside from this work, Keith is also known as a professional musician, most notably being a top finalist on the hit television series Canadian Idol. As a professional speaker, presenter, and musician, Keith has spent over 20 years touring globally in countries including Canada, the US, Mexico, Africa, Dubai, and the United Kingdom. He's currently a regular columnist in The Balance magazine and inspires thousands of people around the world with his daily intentions on social media. Welcome to I Am Making Magic, Keith.
Thank you. I am, no pun intended, really excited to be here on I Am Making Magic. Thank you for inviting me on this.
We're getting a lot of mileage. Personally, I'm getting a lot of mileage out of that I Am. I think I got 2 songs on the go already. And yeah, it's the most beautiful reminder of who we actually are.
It's true. It's 2 of the most powerful words in our thinking, in our language. It's there's no denying you are. And how you want to fill in the blank at the end of I Am is going to really shape your reality. So it's quite a powerful thing to be. I am here right now with you.
So beautiful, so beautiful. I love that. So can you tell us, now I've just given the Cole's notes on you. Can you tell us a little bit more about the work that you're doing right now and what you're going to be doing at the festival?
Sure. Well, right now I am just sitting in the parking lot at the garage where I was getting my car repaired. I was doing a video shoot a few weeks ago with my friend Dave, and he accidentally had a pole that one of his pieces of gear for his camera, and it actually smashed one of my taillights. So I was just getting the taillight repaired, and I think it's so symbolic, getting your car repaired. It's like regular maintenance. So I'm sitting here in the parking lot. So that's what I'm doing right now to answer your question. And I've been pondering over the last little bit while I've been waiting here what it's going to be like in August at the Am.Festival. And I'm really excited to be coming back to be part of it as a presenter this year in particular. The last few years, as some of you know, I've been more of an organizer and on the front lines of, or in the back of the scenes, but the front lines of organizing. So to be able to come and just present this year is going to be really awesome. I'm going to be doing a talk on my new book, Making Sense of Mindfulness. It's a short talk. They're only allotting me, I think, half an hour, I think, tops. So I'm going to give you the Cole's Notes version of the book and give you a few tips, tools, exercises, practices to integrate mindfulness into your day-to-day life. So many of us think mindfulness is just another checkbox on our to-do list. You know, we go, oh, I did mindfulness practice, but I've come to find that it's really not that. It's more a way of being. It's a way of embodying a way of how am I being while I'm going through my day. So my talk at the festival is going to be really about how do I integrate this practice all the time, no matter what I'm doing, into my life. And so I've put together quite a few tools and tips on that. So I'm really excited to share that with you guys and just spend some time in that beautiful site out there in Toulon.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Well, I'm excited for your condensed talk. And just by coincidence, it turns out that Am.Festival is also the charity sponsor for the Momendes event that's taking place. So, for those of you hearing this that are in the local area, coincidentally, both Keith and myself will be presenting an even more condensed talk. And sometimes those condensed ones are more powerful. Not to say that you wouldn't get a lot out of a longer talk, but because you've had to distill it down, you've had to, it's almost like you put so much pressure on it and it diamondizes or something.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
It almost feels like I know for myself when I'm giving a 10-minute talk like at Mo Mondays, it's like I'm just going to let the spirit flow in, and whatever needs to come through is going to come through. So it is quite
Mm,
powerful. It's like a
mm.
full surrendering of ego and just so much of just like presence, what's here now. So that's I'm excited. I'm really excited to share the stage with you that night. That's going to be great.
Likewise, likewise. Please do join us June 11th, Monday night, a week from today, depending on when you're hearing this interview at Mo Mondays for sure. So, what inspired you to get into the work that you're doing right now, Keith? What was that spark that got you started in it?
Wow, that's great. Well, I thought a lot about this. I mean, it goes way back, and I tell a whole story in my talk about this. All started for me back in grade 7 when I was failing French class. But when I
Mm,
really became aware of this work of service in the world and the mindfulness stuff in particular, it actually happened for me when I was touring in a musical band. I was playing in a band called Keith and Renee for years.
I
And
remember.
being a touring musician, quite challenging. I mean, you literally are every day you're not sure where you're going to sleep the next night and what you're going to be
Mm,
eating, and it was quite a rigorous schedule.
mhm,
And on tour, I think we were on the East Coast, I discovered these tapes by Dr. Wayne Dyer, who has
mhm.
become one of my biggest mentors. I'm such a huge fan of him. And
Awesome.
so I started listening to Dr. Wayne Dyer in the car and just was totally blown away by the messages and stories and just who this man was. And so I'd have to attribute a lot of the work that I'm doing now to him. And he passed away back in
Mm,
2014.
mhm,
And I just feel this real pull to carry on that legacy, to share,
mm.
continue to share that wisdom that channeled through him. And so that's really how I
Yeah.
got started. I'd have to say that was probably 12 to 15 years ago now. So
What a
yeah.
beautiful story. And were there like turning points, places where you met yourself and you realized that you're going to go this way or that way and you went this way? What were those actual turning points? Because those are such magical little moments to highlight.
Absolutely. Well, one of them, I mean, I feel like that's constantly happening, and that we're
Right
always
on. Yeah. Yeah, me
confronting
too.
these turning points and discerning which way to go.
Yeah.
But one that pops up right now as we're talking happened for me in 2006. I spent a summer singing on Canadian Idol, and I got to
So good.
spend every week in the top 22 when I made it down that far. I got to spend time with this vocal coach named Deborah Bird,
Mhm.
and speaking about mindfulness, this woman embodied it. Like just being in this woman's
Mm,
presence was transformative. She just had this way about her. And
mm.
so I got to spend 15 minutes one on one with her every week, and she'd coach me through the song I was going to sing. And so the first
Nice.
week I went into the rehearsal with her, I remember clearly I walked into the rehearsal, and my head was way ahead of my body. I was overthinking, overanalyzing. There was, I think, 5 cameras filming in every angle you could imagine. And
Right.
the music started, and I attempted to sing the song, and I couldn't get the words out. Instead, I was like actually speaking like, this isn't good enough. I'm not singing. Is this the right key? Am I doing okay? And in the
Mm,
middle of the song, about 30 seconds in, Deb just goes, stop, pause. And all of a sudden my mind gets even busier going, oh my gosh, I'm getting eliminated from this show before I even get to sing on national TV.
oh,
And she holds this moment with just total intention, and she looks at me and she says, just breathe. And so we take this breath together, and we proceed to take another 2 breaths together. And at the end of it, she takes
mm,
my hands, and just with the most intention I've ever felt from somebody, she looks at me and she says, now sing. And the music started. And I have to tell you guys, the power of those 3 breaths, it was one of those pivotal moments for me where
mm,
I realized how powerful it is. The music came on, and for the first time in my life, I actually felt the music if this makes sense, on a more spiritual plane. It was like,
Mhm.
it was bigger than me. There was something more connected. I felt like I started tearing up while I was singing, and I was like, what's going on here? And it was just 3 breaths. But
Mm,
in those 3 breaths, I realized it was really about paying attention to this now moment. And so often we're up here in our monkey minds, racing, overthinking. Am I doing this right? Is this interview going okay?
mhm,
And when those moments happen, I think I learned in that moment to go pause, take a breath, check in, and what's here and now. And that for me became a real turning point, because it actually shifted everything. I'd been in the music industry for years, and it was in those moments of getting present that I realized, there's something more here than just playing guitar every night. I need to be speaking about what's going on under the surface of this. And so, I mean, that's
mm.
one. I could write a whole book about this, all the different turning points in my life that have led me to where I am. But
Oh,
that's a
you
great
should.
question. You got me thinking about that.
Beautiful. That's a beautiful turning point. They're so subtle sometimes that, if we don't bring them up, it's almost like we miss them. And you said it, that when you get on a path of true authenticity, it's really your path. You can run so fast, and it can feel like there's 100 turning points in before breakfast sometimes.
Absolutely.
But bringing your attention to them, like, it just, it was like an awakening moment for me, for you to share that. So thank you so much
Oh, you're
for
welcome. Thank you
for,
for
for
asking
doing
that.
that. So when somebody attends your talk at the Am.Festival, what are they going to experience? How are they going to come away different from it? How could it be a turning point for them, for example? No pressure.
Yeah, well, that's such a great question. It's hard to predict that in advance, to be honest. I tend to operate in the present moment, like I've been talking about. So to me, I can guarantee you that if you show up in your mind and your body at my talk there, and you're not making your Costco shopping lists or wondering what you're going to be doing, days later, I think this talk is really going to be about how to connect mind, body into the present moment. Because when we do that, the spirit flows in, and we get those little inner cues of where we should be and what we should be doing. And not to say that we shouldn't plan for the future, but really the moment of power is here in the present moment. So this talk, I can tell you as much as it's going to bring you into your mind and your body. It's going to bring you into this moment, which really the Am Festival is such a live event. It's this opportunity to disconnect from all the distractions out there and to really show up authentically here. So that's as much as I can tell you right now, because I'm not sure what the spirit's going to need to come through. When I'm giving these talks, I really try to open myself up to be a channel and just let the words come in as they need to. One of my prayers before I speak is always, may the people here just get exactly what they need out of this talk. And then I just surrender, I let go. So I don't try to pre-calculate. I definitely have some of the regular stories that I share about my life and some of my awarenesses and whatnot, but it's I'm always intriguing myself as to what comes out of this mouth in the middle of a talk. So yeah.
Very good. Very good. And so what would you say to those who are considering coming to the festival? What would you
Wow.
tell them, to how to get it prepared for the experience with you and for the whole festival? And I don't
Yeah.
mean, like pack your bug spray or anything.
Well, pack your bug spray. That's a given, because
That's
there's a
true,
lot of bugs.
actually.
Yeah. I would say, I mean, after coming to this for the last few years, it's a really special event. And for those of you that are watching right now and kind of making the decision, should I go or shouldn't I? I mean, we're in a world where we're bombarded with opportunities and options of things to do. I can just tell you from my own personal experience, this is a transformative weekend. The feeling, the energy in the air at this festival is like nothing I've really felt before. There's like this overwhelming sense of love and belonging and community. And if that intimidates you and you're watching going, geez, I don't know if I can handle all that. I feel like there's something for everyone at this festival. It's
Mhm.
there's sometimes this misconception that this is only for people that are flexible, that do yoga, or this is for people that are really into spirituality. But it's not just that. This is an opportunity to get out into nature, to appreciate our province, to connect with other people that are also on this path called life. I mean, it's there's something for everyone there. So I would say, if you're coming, just come with an open mind. Be open to the moment. Once again,
Mm,
get present and just
mm,
get ready for life to just present to you what you need to be presented, and to be awake to that. So,
Nice. Yeah, I found it such an oasis for me last year, because it's a place that people aren't there to hold up appearances. They really are there to connect with each other, connect with the earth, to deep dive in the way that they're interested. There's so much to choose from.
yeah,
And there was just no pretense. I could be myself, and everybody seemed to think that was fine. And I appreciated everybody. So it's a rare experience in the
it
world these
is.
days. It's
Yeah,
delicious. So
absolutely. I love that. It is delicious.
beautiful. Well, thank you so much for joining us. Special thanks to Keith for all of the work that he's done to, you're in a really outside the box way with your life and your business. You didn't, like me, the music business rejected me, thank God, actually, because it was the best thing. It led me to that place of realizing that instead of belonging to that, I wanted to create my own space where other people could feel that they belong, and don't have to hold up appearances either. So I see you've done that, and you're in your mastery with your new book. So we're super excited to have you at the festival.
Thank you,
And
Beth. And I just have to
yeah.
say too, I really admire the
Mhm.
work you're doing in the world.
Oh.
It's amazing work what you're doing as well, and just I love that you're vulnerably opening yourself to all of this. It's just great. So thank you
Mm.
for
What
putting
are the
yourself out there
choices?
too.
Oh, well, my pleasure. And what is the real choice, right? When you
Absolutely.
when you break open, and then what are you going to do? Like hide under a rock? It's just not really an option.
That's true.
Yeah.
Life is waiting for you.
On that note, by the way, feel free to drop by my website, bethmartens.com. I have recently created a merpreneur archetype assessment. This is not just for women only, though there are many women mermaids in my zone. And it's a way to see what's most important to you about being in your business, in your life's work, in service to others, by actually being yourself, your true authentic self.
Hmm.
And as I mentioned, please do feel a sense of urgency for going to get your Am.Festival tickets, where I will be presenting along with all of these amazing artists, healers, teachers, and performers such as Keith. So I'll just say that URL one more time so you catch it. It's iamfestival.net/tickets. So until next time, I really look forward to sharing more interviews with you. This is Beth Martens for I Am Making Magic, signing off. Bye for now, and bye to Keith as well.
See you later.